Hi, in this video I want to help you get to a place of acceptance of your anxiety, or at least make some progress towards it. It's one of the more difficult concepts to get, especially when you're just talking about it. And I want to do some tapping around that today, because the thing is, most clients that I work with, including myself back in the day, the thing that was really annoying or troublesome was that I would get anxious, and then the moment I would notice myself getting anxious, it's like, shit, people are gonna find out, they're gonna see that I'm anxious, and that would make it get even worse. You know, I'm sure you can relate to that. However, when you change that to accepting that the anxiety is there, then that second fight or flight, or that more intense fight or flight, doesn't get activated. So by accepting your anxiety, that brings in another level of peace. Okay, so that's what I want to get into today. A very interesting background because I'm a little bit late. Hope that's alright with you, you can hear me well. Alright, so start off, take a deep breath. And I want you to either think about the last time you were anxious, or maybe about a future time when you think about it and you feel the anxiety. Basically, do whatever you can in order to get that feeling of anxiety. And then just notice where you feel that in your body. Maybe you feel it all over. For most people, it's either in their chest or their solar, and here's your chest or your solar plexus or your stomach, maybe a lump in your throat, maybe you feel it in your arms, maybe you feel it all over. Okay, just become aware of where you notice that anxiety. And then just tap on the beginning of your eyebrows, and as you tap on the beginning of your eyebrows, notice that you're even more focused on that anxiety right now. Good. And as you tap on the side of the eyes, just become aware of that anxious feeling. And as you tap under your eyes, just notice that this anxiety is part of you. I don't know, there's a part of you, or many parts of you, that are producing this anxiety on the chin, and they're doing that in order to keep you safe. On the collarbone, they're doing that to protect you. Under the arms, because the part of you that's producing anxiety on the liver point thinks that you're not safe. On the wrist point, and the anxiety is there to protect you. Top of the head. It's like a warning signal. Hey, careful. You know, you're not safe here. So on the beginning of the eyebrows. So what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to just imagine that this part of you is like a cartoon character. You know, Bugs Bunny or Popeye or whatever you choose. So you can kind of communicate with that part a little bit better. So then when you tap on the side of the eyes, so that cartoon character, that part of you that's producing anxiety, as you tap under your eyes, it's doing that for a specific reason. On the nose. It thinks it's serving you on the chin. And I say a part of you on the collarbone. And that's not something weird like, oh wow, I have all these disowned parts, or you know, there's something weird about me. No, like a part of you likes chocolate at some days, and another day you are more into vanilla ice cream. You know, it's that easy. You know, you have a part of you that's producing anxiety under the arms. You can kind of see yourself like a business, and you have all these managers, all these parts that are trying to serve the overall business that is you. Okay, so on the liver point, and in a like and similar way, this part of you is producing anxiety on the wrist point, and it has a positive intention. Top of that, just like in a company, managers might be overworking at the beginning of the eyebrows, or they might be doing the wrong job on the side of the eyes, but they're trying to serve the overall company on the eyes. And in the same way, this part of you that you've personified as, you know, a cartoon character on the nose is trying to serve you in some way on the chin. It's trying to keep you safe on the collarbone. It's probably trying to keep you safe from rejection, looking foolish, becoming embarrassed, criticism, judgment, whatever it may be, under the arms, on the liver point. It's trying to keep you safe. As you tap on the wrist point, Now what I'd like to ask you, as you tap on the top of the head, is can you find a way to be grateful that that part of you is trying to protect you? On the beginning of the eyebrows, I'm not asking you to appreciate the anxiety, side eyes. I'm not asking you to appreciate the strategy that this part of you is using to protect you, the anxiety on the eyes, but I'm asking you to appreciate the intention of this part of you to keep you safe on the nose. Because all parts of us are always trying to serve us on the chin, and this part of you's intention is to keep you safe on the collarbone, to keep you safe from re-experiencing that pain that you had in the past under the arms. Stuff happened in the past that was painful on the liver point, and this anxiety is trying to warn you away from it on the wrist point. And even though the anxiety is not helping on the top of the head, this part is just doing its job at the beginning of the eyebrows. It doesn't know any better on the side of the eyes. It's trying to keep you safe by alerting you on the eyes. It's like, careful. You know, in social situations, this part is basically saying like, hey, careful, this is not safe, because you might get rejected, just like all those times that happened at the schoolyard and with your mom on the nose. So this part of you is trying to serve you on the chin, and it does that in the only way it's known up until now, the collarbone. So can you appreciate that that part of you has been working really hard in order to keep you safe under the arms? Just pay some gratitude to that part of you on the liver point. Again, not for the strategy of anxiety that it's using on the wrist point, but for the intention of trying to keep you safe on the top of the head. Take a deep breath. Now just notice where you felt that anxiety in your body, and just notice how that is now. Is that still as strong? Is that less strong? Likely what you'll experience is that it's less strong, because there's now a bit more of an understanding of that part of you that's producing anxiety. Now, this is just the beginning, obviously. What you want to do in order to get rid of all the anxiety is not just accept the part of you that's producing anxiety, but to get rid of all the evidence as to why this part believes that you're not safe. So the time in school when you were rejected by the teacher and you had to go sit in front of the class, or you know, those times that your mom slapped you, or you know, the time that you got rejected by your crush. There are a bunch of experiences that this part of you has as evidence that you're not safe, and you want to treat each and every one of those completely, thoroughly, and change these negative memories to positive memories. And eventually, you'll get to a place where that part is like, okay, you're safe. I don't need to, you know, fire off the fight, flight, freeze response anymore, because you're safe now. And once you're at that point, you're totally free of anxiety. Now, until you're there, what you want to do when you notice yourself being anxious, when you notice the anxiety coming up, rather than fight it, try to suppress it, say, you know, this means I'm messed up and I'll never get better and blah, blah, blah. Try to accept it. You can tap on your fingers, you know, nobody sees that. Google finger tapping or SET, simple energy techniques, and that will help you calm yourself down. But you want to get to a place where you accept the anxiety, because when it then comes up, and you practice this, and it'll get easier and easier, then when it comes up, it won't fire off the next stronger fight, flight, freeze response, and you won't get into panic. You'll just have a bit of anxiety. Okay, so it's kind of like a technique to help you deal with anxiety better. And in order to get rid of all the anxiety, you need to get rid of the reasons as to why you're not safe. Okay, so in an article, I go into much more depth on that. You can read that article here. And I hope this was helpful. Anything else I want to say? If this is helpful in any way, please share the video wherever you can. I'd really appreciate that, and the person that will be watching it, hopefully too. And if you're that person, share it too. Alright, thank you very much. Sebastian from SocialAnxietySolutions.com, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.